Anik, you start the training, like we are recording. So I will send you the video to Manisha after this.
Okay, fine. So everyone has joined, right? Okay. So I'm sharing the screen. Okay. So firstly, you people will be provided with an ID, okay, with which you need to log in. After logging in, you will see something like this. So here, this is the book and author, everything will be mentioned, the chapters, and accordingly the exercises, questions, everything will be mentioned here. Okay. Now, before starting with any other softwares or anything, I would first like to discuss with you the factors which contribute to a high quality answer. Okay. Firstly, you will be provided with the solutions. Okay. Most of the solutions will be provided from Check Premium, or you can also search from websites such as Bartleby or Sladder. Okay. You will get the solutions there. In Check, you will get step-by-step solutions. Now, steps are necessary only in numerical-based solutions. Other than that, steps are not necessary. We will come to that. Firstly, you need to understand that all the solutions must be complete. You need to check each and every step. If there is any missing step, it might be there that you are solving some question or we have provided you some solutions which has one, two steps missing. You can just check, go through it, and see that if you feel anything must be added, you can add it. Okay. Other than that, the solutions must be structured. So the structure, the guidelines will say you, depending on the type of question, the guidelines will be different. For numerical type, the guidelines will be different. For normal explanation type, it will be different, and for MCQ type, it will be different. Okay. Other than that, each of you will have one unique ID. You cannot log into anyone else's ID, otherwise your system will detect too many IDs and might get banned. Okay. So from one system or one device, only one ID should be logged in. Other than that, uh, you need to check the spelling, punctuations, grammars, everything you need to check before submission. Otherwise, it comes back for revert. Brainly is actually too careful about all these things. Now, uh, you might have subparts of a particular question. For example, say question number two, who has two subparts, 2A and 2B. You have to answer each subparts. Okay, and the guidelines, what you will follow, we will tell that to you. As of now, you can have questions with no subparts or maybe subparts, and you have to answer all of it. Final answers in your questions, that is the last section, you will have in every guideline, that is a final answer. Tip and final answer is constant for every guideline. You will begin an answer with tip, you will end an answer with a final answer. In between, it depends. If you have an explanation type question, you will have explanations. If you have numerical type question, you will have steps. Okay. And for multiple choice questions, you will write which question is correct, which question is not. Now, final answers must be in a statement form with the question. Okay. So suppose there is a question and it is filling the blank question. So you have to write the whole question and fill in the blank. That will be the final answer. Or you have any other explanation type questions and you have to make a complete statement-wise answer. If you have any doubt, you can interrupt me and you can ask. Okay, no issues. Yes. Now about latex and math type. I hope everyone knows what is latex, what is math type, right? I need a response from you guys.
Yes.
Right? Okay, fine. Now, since you're aware of latex and math type, you will paste the latex form of equations in the CMS portal. Okay. And in the CMS portal, there will be option that will directly convert latex into math type. So you don't need to paste math type directly, you need to paste latex. Other than that, the solutions we will provide to you, you need to either paraphrase it or you need to restructure the sentences. Okay, so that the plagiarism is removed. You need to take care of plagiarism very carefully because once they detect plagiarism, the solution gets rejected immediately. It does not come for rework, it gets rejected. Okay. Okay. Now, for the latex part, actually, here I need to tell you how many of you know about MathPix? Do any of you know what is MathPix? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
You know MathPix, right?
Yes, sir.
Anyone who does not know MathPix?
Sir, I don't know.
Fine. Okay. So MathPix is a tool which will help convert images into text. It is an OCR tool, that is optical character recognition. From the name, you can understand. If we provide you a solution in an image form, okay, you can convert that image into text using that software, and even that software will search for mathematical equations in that text, and it will convert those mathematical equations into latex directly. So you don't need to even to touch your keyboard for it. Okay, it will take seconds and will convert it. I will show you how to do it and how you can manage unlimited snips. So snips means conversion. You convert one image to one actually text. You utilize one snip. Okay, one conversion means one snip, and you are given 50 snips in a month. So you will be needing approximately 3 to 4 snips per question. Okay. And now, so 50 snips will not be enough for you. You can calculate that. I will show you a technique where you will get unlimited snips. Okay. That you will follow after this training. I will show you. Now, before that, just understand the concept. That is, MathPix converts image into text, and it will even convert your mathematical equations or expressions into latex, even variables. Okay. Okay. So this approval system is from Brainly. So just read it carefully. Every solution needs to be complete. That is, every steps must be point-wise written correctly. Other than that, it must be structured. So the guidelines must be followed. Tip, explanation, final answer, or tip, steps, final answer. Everything, the structure must be correct. Other than that, unique finally means unplagiarized. So your solution must be unplagiarized. Correct? It depends. The column here that actually says correct. See, if you have a question where you have to prove something, okay, where you need to derive something, that you might actually have different methods of derivation or different methods for proving. Okay, so here this correct has a double meaning actually. It depends whether your derivation or your proof is correct or not. Okay, other than that, whatever the answers we will provide you, those will be actually we will be getting from Chegg itself. But if the answer has a particular correct answer, for example, if the answer is 3.5 or 6 or something like that, that answer is correct. But if there is some kind of proof or derivation, okay, you can have your own method of proving, you can have your own way of deriving. Okay, that depends on the company how they see it. Because reworks come, they have derivated some way and the freelancers have derivated some other way. Okay, and there a clash happens that your derivation is wrong or your answer is wrong. Okay, in that way you can claim that your answer is correct and we will claim that, and accordingly it can be resolved. Or if they want a particular way of derivation, then that can also be done. We will ask them for that and you have to just rework on it. All these PDFs will be provided to you for your reference, so need not worry about it. Okay, so this is the basic structure, that is tip, explanation, step and final answer. This is for mainly numerical type. Okay, and here firstly in the tip you will write the hint of the question or any kind of definition or numerical expression or equations related to the question or the chapter. Okay, in the explanation type you need to explain what the question is about or how you are going to solve that question. Okay, in the steps we will be providing you mostly, because 95 to 97% of the solutions I can guarantee that we will provide, but some solutions will be there that we won't be able to provide, that are not available on the internet. So you must be confident that you can do those solutions by yourself. Okay. So in the step part, you need to solve the question actually. In the final answer, I have already discussed that it will be a statement form. Okay. So basically you will be having three kinds of questions. That is first calculation or numerical type question. Secondly, questions with explanation. Third is the multiple choice questions, true false questions. Okay, and for each type, the structure will be different. But the common things in the structure will be tip, explanation, and final answer. Okay, this will be common. In here, you can see the basic structure of a numerical type question. Okay, just go through it, and even I am explaining. In the tip part, you need to introduce a concept or a formula, or what algorithm you are using. Other than that, if you have a similar question that you have done, you can even provide that tip. But most tips should not be the same. Okay, you need to have some difference in the tips. You cannot provide same tip. That will lead to plagiarism again. Other than that, in the explanation part, you need to provide the problem statement. You need to explain what the problem actually, how you are solving the problem. Okay, or the summary of the whole answer, solution. In the steps, you can see that every step must be added separately, and this must be the title, step 1 of 1, step 1 of 2, or step 1 of 3. In case of 3 steps, you can have a single step which will be like this, step 1 of 1, or you can have two steps, where firstly there will be step 1 of 1, then again there will be a different step that will have a title of step 2 of 2, sorry, 1 of 2 and 2 of 2, okay, for 2 steps. So in the first step, for two-step solution, there will be step 1 of 2. In the second step, you will write step 2 of 2. And similarly for 3 steps, for 4 steps, like this, you will be having the structure. In the explanation, you need to provide bullet form. Okay, in the tip also you need to provide bullets. Steps not mandatory. The final answer should be a full sentence using as many keywords from the questions as possible. And what I would suggest is you can write the whole question here, include the answer, and make it in a statement form. Okay. Other than that, we have the explanation type answer, where there will be tip. Tip is the same. Explanation, you will be having bullet points rather than long paragraphs. And accordingly, what I explained to you, the explanation should be like that only. Okay, and the final answer will be similar. Other than that, for the MCQ type questions, you can see the tip. Tip will be the same format like previously I explained. For the explanation also, it will be similar. And here the catch is that firstly you will write explanation for the correct answer. Okay. Then you will write explanation for the wrong answer. Okay. And each explanation for the wrong answer should be written separately. That we will provide you samples, examples, with that you can understand. Okay. And the final answer should be similar. Here you can go through some examples of the tip. This is the question, here is the tip. You can go through it, and you can see that tips can introduce a formula or an algorithm. Okay. Anyone has any doubts, you can ask me.
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So the explanation, you can see the problem statement is here, the summary, and the problem paraphrase. Just go through it, and if you are done, you tell me, I will go to the next slide.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, the question is only for mathematics only.
Right now, yes, for only mathematics.
Okay, sir.
Okay. And for the step-by-step solutions, you can see step 1 of 2, step 2 of 2, and accordingly the steps are written like this. And here one mistake I can point out is this multiplication symbol. In math type, you have normal multiplication symbol. This should not be done. Okay, asterisk must not be given. And accordingly, you can see the final answer in the statement form. Indrita, if you want to add anything, you can.
I will just like to just say you about the formats once. Okay, I need to just show the 3 formats, that is type 1, type 2, and type 3.
Just a second.
में किसे मल्टीप्लाई करोगे 15 आएगा 5 से किसे करोगे 5 और क्या बचेगा 3 और यहाँ पे सिर्फ क्या बचेगा 3 इसमें 25 और 15
Okay, so is it visible, Indrita?
Yes, it's visible. Just come to type the step by step one. first.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, guys, what the thing is for mathematics question, especially for this particular internship, you will get maximum questions which are of this particular format. Okay. Because since it's mathematics, so you have to write steps. Like out of 100 questions, 95 of them will be of this particular format. So this particular format actually got the number of sections or the number of steps. It's totally upon you that how many steps you want to create. If you see the answer is a very short one, then I will just suggest you to try to finish it within one step or maximum two steps. And while dividing the step, just make sure that you don't randomly differentiate between the steps. At least, it should be proper different parts. For example, suppose if there are two things which are needed to be found out in a particular question, suppose area and number two is suppose force, for instance. So I'll just ask you, like, find the area in the first section. Start the particular section in this way that find the area. This will give an idea about that what the section is. Next, you just start the next section, like writing about the force and everything. And if you see that the question is a very long one, then you can divide it in the number of steps. The title will change accordingly. So if there are 5 steps, the title will be step 1 of 5, 2 of 5, this way. Okay, so basically this tip is actually should not contain the direct answer of the solution. Tip is actually the format or the concept with the help of which you can solve the further question. So always write the tip point wise. If there is more than one line, then write point wise. And if you see that there is only one particular line, then no need to write in the point wise. Next comes the explanation part. Explanation part should always be point wise. Explanation should start first with the given things. By the given, I mean like the quantities which are already mentioned in the question. Like if any values are mentioned, if any criteria is mentioned. So write it is given, then write the mentioned values. Then next step, what you do, just give an idea about what is the steps which are being followed for the solution. For example, like suppose your first point you write given, second point you can write develop the expression for area. Third is evaluate the expression to obtain the final answer. Not to write too much, but you can just write. And if you see that there is any diagram which is mentioned in the question in accordance to which the particular answer needs to be solved, then in that case you mention the diagram also in the explanation section. Then step by step I've already told final answer. Now the final answer is basically it should be written is that part of the answer which the student, while they will check this particular question on the website, they will write in the in their examination. Okay, so basically this should be in a paraphrase form, and it should be in accordance with the question. So in the paraphrase, so suppose a force is 2 Newton. Okay, so when writing the final answer, write the final answer on the box is 2 Newton. Okay, so this should be the you should write in the sentence form. And if there are any graphs which are present in the step by step, then always include the graph in the final answer as well, because that's the main part of the answer if it is asked in accordance to the answer. So this is the main format that will take 95% of the questions to solve in this particular form. The number of it totally depends upon you. Make sure that a single step is not too.
Indrita, please pardon, actually your voice is breaking. You have network issues.
From which part shall I just say?
Guys, from which part?
The final answer, sir. Final answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Final answer.
Okay, so basically, am I audible right now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're audible.
Okay, so basically final answer is that part which the students will write in the examination. Okay, so final answer should be always in accordance with the question. If the question suppose asks that what is the force that is to be what is the force applied on the box, then your final answer should be in this way, that suppose the answer you have got from the steps is 2 Newton. So you will frame the final answer in this way, that the force that is applied on the box is 2 Newton. So you will get a direct idea seeing the final answer that what is being asked. Okay, so this is the kinds of different sections, and this is the main kind or the main format that you will be following for this particular internship, because most of the questions will be, mathematics, like all the questions are mathematics questions and all will include calculations. Sometimes you will get questions which might have theorems, like, prove this particular theorem and etc. So for that, you can use the theory format. Theory format in the sense the tip, explanation, and the final answer. So just come to that particular format, Anik.
Just a second, Indrita. One more thing, guys. In steps, you need to provide only one equal sign per equation. Okay. So in one equation, there will be one equal sign. And other than that, each equation must be in a different math type. Okay. So suppose there are 4 equations clubbed together. You cannot have the 4 consecutive equations in a single math type. Okay. Each equations must be in a different math type. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay, and the type 2 questions.
Okay, regarding this particular thing, this math type thing, I will just confirm once with the client. Okay, actually, guys, what happens is that the criteria it actually differs from client to client. So I'll just once confirm that is it okay to write 4 equations in a single math type or not. I'll just confirm this once. Okay, and I'll just for Varsha, I will say you personally, and apart from those, the freelancers of Manisha, I'll just inform Manisha once. Okay, because if the client says that you can use math type for like one in a single math type, you can put more than one equation, then you can do it, because for each equation, if you do, it will take a bit time. So I'll just confirm it with the client once. Okay. Okay, yeah. So coming to this particular format. So this particular format you will get for the for the theorem kind of questions, or even sometimes you are asked some sort of theory questions that explain this or define this particular theorem or this rule or etc. So for that, the tip it always remains the same. Okay, it's the criteria for all the format. You should write the concepts or the formulas with the help of which we can reach the answer. And in the explanation for the theory type of questions, you need not write the mentioned quantities, because it's a direct question. So you like only for the step by steps and the MCQ question, the given
देखो व्यास दी डायमीटर कितना है 10.5 है तो रेडियस निकाल लो 10.5 मीटर में 2 निकालो तुमने
quantities needs to be mentioned. And if you are writing the theory question,
और ऊंचाई कितना है 3 मीटर
questions will be there. Well, like entire answer, you can write in the explanation section only point 1. Point.
Indrita, actually, your voice is not clearly audible. Just a second. See, guys, actually, in the explanation section, what Indrita is saying, you need to provide bullet points. Okay. You cannot write in whole paragraphs. You need to break the paragraph into multiple bullet points. Okay, that way you will write the explanation. Okay. Yes, Indrita, you might continue.
Yeah, if I'm like if I am having this network issue, so this is what I was wanting to say. And I mean, just explain the MCQ also. If there's something I need to add, I'll just interrupt you in between.
No, your voice is audible.
Because it's
Now you
audible.
can. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, for the MCQ type of questions, for mathematics, hardly you will get these questions like 1 or 2, or sometimes you don't even get this type of questions. So whenever I'll just say for this particular type of format, I will just send you a screenshot of how to write it, because this particular format, if I explain you will not be able to understand it. Like if I send you a screenshot, it will be better. So for this particular question, I'll send you a screenshot seeing the screenshot, you will get to know, because the tape explanation final answer remains the same. For the correct answer, step by step, you can the type of the section should be step, and the name should be, suppose the correct option is option D. So the title should be option D is correct, and then you explain. And then for the rest of the wrong answers, what you can do is the type should be step, but the title should be, like option A is incorrect, option B is incorrect, option C is incorrect. This way. And why it is incorrect? This way. Usually we follow. So I'll send you a particular, sample of this particular question. I'll take a screenshot and I'll send it. Apart from this, math picks, Anik, you have explained, right?
No, I will be explaining them.
Okay, so this is all about the format, and apart from this, it's like how you will upload in the particular CMS portal and everything. That Anik will explain it to you. Okay, I'm sending, Varsha, just do one thing. You just ping me once on my WhatsApp. I actually lost your number, that's why. Just drop a ping. I'm just sending you the guidelines, as well as I'm sending you the like everybody. I'm sending Manisha and Varsha the guidelines, the formats, and everything. Okay, so like if you have any doubt after this particular meeting, I'll send this like this particular recording will be sent to you. After this, if you have any doubt regarding the format, then you can ping me or you can call me personally. You can like ask Manisha for the freelancers of Manisha, and Varsha, you can call me directly. Okay, I have actually got some other commitments. Anik, you continue. Okay, I'll just come back to you. Okay, thank you guys.
Okay, now for typing, you cannot actually export any kind of file from CMS. That is strictly that is strictly told us not to do. And other than that, you cannot use hand-drawn diagrams or graphs. Okay. So for converting handwritten diagrams, firstly we will be providing you with diagrams, so no need to worry about that. And even if you need to draw diagrams, which suppose is not present on the internet, we are not being able to provide you, but you need in the question, you can use eDraw. Okay, that is a software, you can download it for free, and it has many actually pre-drawn diagrams. Okay, in the science section you will see multiple diagrams, you will get even for mathematical problems, even for physics problems, it is already drawn. So you just need to drag and drop it, and you can frame a diagram of your own. You need not draw it from scratch. Okay. Now this is cleared. Most of the things are clear, yeah. And one more thing, what happens in the CMS portal, once you paste your solution in the CMS portal, extra spaces get added after the solution. Okay, so let me show you the CMS portal once. This is the CMS portal. Okay, and suppose I need to add a tip section. I will click on tip, and here I can add the title, that is tip. I can write whatever I want here, and I can save it, I can cancel it. Okay, suppose I write something here and I am saving it. It gets saved in the portal, and here you need to submit it. Right now it is submitted already, so I won't be hitting unsubmit. You need to submit over here, and you can with these arrows you can navigate this up or down. If you need this tip section before final answer, with this arrow you can actually move it before final answer. So you don't need to write it again and again. And if you want to delete it, you can delete simply. If you want to edit it, click here, you can edit. Okay. So right now we don't need it, I'm deleting it. And basically this is the CMS portal, and this is how you write. This is the tip section. Okay. This is the explanation and step by step and the final answer. Okay, these solutions will be provided to you, no issues. Other than that, what I want to show you is math picks.
कौन है ए और कौन है बी, इसको बोलेंगे ए बी, जिसका तुम होल स्क्वायर बना सकते, इसका होल स्क्वायर बना सकते हैं 9 का, डी का होल स्क्वायर, और फिर इसको बना सकते हैं 25 को, इसको क्या लिख देंगे 5 का स्क्वायर, तो इसको लिख देंगे 5.
Okay, can you see the crosshair, guys?
होल स्क्वायर, और इसको लिख देंगे कितना,
So suppose this is an image. I want to convert it into text. So what I do, I click Control Alt N. N for mathematics. Okay. With that, I get this crosshair. I draw a box over what I want to convert. So it gets converted immediately. Okay. And you can see the latex has also been derived. This is an equation for this. We are getting this latex. So we can copy it right away. And if you want to paste it, we can add anything. We can add an explanation. Okay. Suppose explanation. And simply paste it over here. And now you know which part is the latex part. Dollar to dollar is the latex part. So I select the dollar part. I click Ctrl C for copying, and I click on this button. This is latex. So I click on it. I paste it. Simple. So it gets converted into math type, and I click done. And see, you get this math type directly. Okay, and even this is a variable. For this also, for variables, we also need to convert it. So we can do the same here, and we can just paste it. Otherwise, if you want to, you can also form your math type. They have given this palette, so you can type your math type if you find it easy. Many people find it easy to do it here itself. So this way you can do it. Other than that, you will get symbols over here. You can upload images from here. Okay. You can form tables from here and various font. You can modify fonts. Also, if you want lists, you can do like here in MathPix, it has taken this hyphenation. So we don't need hyphenation. We need bullets. So as here you can include bullets also. Okay. Now, what I was talking about is spaces. Sometimes when you copy, multiple spaces get added like this. You will not get to know because the cursor will be here and the spacing will be like this, so you won't be getting to know. But after you save it, you will see there is a significant difference here and here. That is, the line, if you can see, this ending line, this is right next to this math type, the text. Okay, but here there is a space between the text and this line. Okay, so here you can see that there is an extra space between them. So you need to delete the spaces and then save it. Okay. Otherwise, it also comes for rework. Just be careful about all this. Other than that, MathPix you can download directly. I am showing you once. MathPix. Okay, so MathPix snip you will get from here. You can simply sign up free. You need to sign up here and you need to download from here. For Windows, Android, Mac, you can download from here. Okay. Once you download, you need to log in and log in here. Just a second.
कौन से पराश्रित है बोल रहा है EF, EG और GF में कौन से स्वतंत्र है ठीक है अब देखो प्रोबेबिलिटी आप E निकाला गया
So here, since I had previously used this multiple times, so the history you can see here. Other than that, when you won't have it, this thing will be blank completely. So you need to go to settings. After you install it, you need to go to settings, and here you will see a login. Now I have logged out here since I am already logged in. So you can log in from here. Okay. And you will have 50 free snips. Now you can see that I am having only 12 free snips. Just a second. See, free snips remaining at 12. Okay. And to upgrade in Pro, you need to pay $5. So the way you can use this is go to temp mail. Okay. So from temp mail, you will get disposable temporary emails. For every sign up, you get 50 free snips. Okay. So from here, you will get an email address. You will copy this email address, and here you will sign up. Okay. Once you have installed, you just need to log out and log in. No issues, but signing up, you need to do it. So I paste this email address, I create a random password, and I agree to all the terms and conditions. And then I sign up. After this, I will receive a verification link here in my inbox. See, here I received my verification link. I'll just click on it and I will get this link. Okay. So once I click this link, I will be here. Now it has been successfully verified. Okay. Now I can simply, you will be seeing that in the MathFix, I will log out of here. I will paste this and I'll log in. So see, I am having 50 free snips. Okay. So every time you will be out of your snips, you can easily do this. You can go to temp mail, you can create a new email ID, and see, I have created one email ID now. How will I get a new email ID? I simply click on delete. Okay. After I delete this address, I will be assigned a new email address. Okay, that way I can sign up again and again. Okay, and this way you will get unlimited snips for, 50, you can get unlimited snips like that. Okay, if anyone has any doubts, you can ask.
No, sir.